girly pops. Hey girly pops. Guys, it has been a hot minute. I know, and you know what, I'm so glad that my little community loves me so much that a total of 6 people have asked me where the hell I've been. So I know a lot of you guys have been asking. But no, seriously guys, I know it's been a hot minute. I've missed YouTube so much. What I can tell you is that I've been going through it. Like, I've really been going through it. I can't even explain it. I'm sorry, I feel like my lighting could be a bit better. Just give me a second. Let me open this curtain. Okay, so don't mind the under eye masks. I woke up basically. So the reason why I have kind of been MIA is because of something that I want to talk about, and I felt like instead of coming on here and making a video about some beauty routine or some whatever, let's talk about this, because I feel like this is such a big factor in beauty that people do not talk about. Guys, the reason I've been off of the grid is because and let me tell you, I wanted to actually film a video for my top 10 hygiene tips or skincare, body care and whatever, and it just wasn't happening. Like I feel like I have this conviction to talk about this instead. And the reason why is because this has greatly affected me, and I feel like it has greatly affected my beauty, my, what can I say, my appearance. You know, we greatly overlook this, but guys, mental health is so important. I can't tell you how much we take it for granted. I have struggled so much with my mental health, but not only that, but I have struggled so much ever since I gave birth in end of 2023, December 2023. Postpartum, I was not so hard on myself. Like, I wasn't that hard on myself because I was really going through it. My postpartum, my PPD, postpartum depression, was through the roof. Like, it was not cute at all. Like, I would get triggered so easily by the smallest things. I was losing patience. I would cry easily. And I remember 2 months into postpartum, or even a month, I don't think I took that long, I think it was a month, because the baby was still fresh like pink when I went to the doctor and spoke to the doctor and said, listen, I'm not doing great, hey. And the doctor said, you know what, let me put you on these SSRIs. And SSRI is a category of drugs for mental health, depression, anxiety, whatever. So they put me on something called Serdep, and they put me on the 50 milligrams, right? I think and believe that is the lowest dose. I could be wrong. If I am, I will do a little bit more research and put it up on the screen, unless it is 20 mg, 25 mg. But I was put on the 50 mg because they wanted to see how that treats me before they put me on a stronger dose, if I need a stronger dose. So I got put on the SSRIs. I got put on Serdep 50 mg. And after being put on Serdep 50 mg, I think for about, remember, these things don't work instantly. They're not benzo. So what a benzo is, it's something that works instant and helps you, you know, kind of relax instantly. And this is not that. This is something that needs to get into your system and start working. It becomes a part of your bloodstream. So I got put on that, and I was on it. So it took about like 4 to 6 weeks to actually see a difference. And I think I started seeing a little bit of a difference because my moods were still really like very imbalanced. Like my lows were low, like my lows were low, my highs were not that high, you know. So I went back to the doctor, I think maybe like 2 months after that, and I said, listen, I'm not doing okay. And then they put me on the 100 mg. So keep in mind, I went from 50 to 100. Within this time, I'm recovering from my postpartum acne, weight loss. So I'm starting to see a difference in my appearance again, because that was one of the things obviously that had me down, because I was like, who is this person? Guys, pregnancy and postpartum will have you looking different. I don't care who you are. Some people have it better than others, but I had it bad this time around. My nose, my skin, I got so much hyperpigmentation. I feel like I looked very tired, I looked drained all the time, and it took me a while to just recover, you know, from that poofiness and puffiness. And I had acne, like I said, hyperpigmentation, but I was taking it easy, you know, I was very easy on myself. So I lost a little bit of the weight. I will put before and afters of the time frames. Like this was from when I gave birth, so maybe like around January. I gave birth in December, so keep that in mind, around January, and then maybe to like March, just before my traditional wedding. The difference is very clear. I'll put the two differences here. I looked wild, I know. And I started feeling a little bit better about myself, because I was starting to look like myself again. Not fully, but a little bit so. But I still remember feeling like I don't recognize the girl in the mirror. And I think that's another thing that people don't talk about, is sometimes you will never be the girl that you were before you gave birth ever again. And that's fine. Like, I was chasing the Talita that I was before I fell pregnant. And the Talita I was before I fell pregnant was skinty. She had a small little waist. She barely had skin problems. She did, but she barely had them. Her skin was even, bright, beautiful complexion, and barely struggled with acne. But now, even the structure of my face changed. Like, so many things changed. Like, I went through so many changes, right? So anyway, besides that, so I'm on the 100 mg while I'm at my traditional wedding. So that's March. I'm trying to indicate and mark these timelines via what was happening at my life in the time, so I can have it correct. I was on the 100 mg at this time. Remember, also it needs time to kick in, but at least because the 50 mg was already in my system, the 100 mg didn't take that long to actually, you know, activate, so you could say. Okay, so now I'm on the 100 mg, and I think I'm on it for a little while, maybe like 3 months. And then I think I was starting to feel a bit better, but I still felt like I'm not looking like myself. Like, what's going on? Like, I was starting to feel like, okay, she's coming back. There was a point where my skin was doing amazing. Like, oh my God, I was like, oh my God, I'm back. And then it went downhill again. And this is where I really, really honed in on the skin clinics, estheticians, like going to get microneedling, going to get IV infusions, because I was like, what is going on with my skin? And we don't talk about that enough. We talk about the hair loss, we talk about all those things, but the mental health aspect of it, like, guys, So anyway, I go back to the doctor, because now I'm starting to feel like a decline. I'm starting to feel like this 100 mg is not doing what I feel like it's supposed to be doing. Like, now I feel like I'm just like a vessel, basically. Like, I'm here, but I'm not here. Like, I'm not really living life. I'm not really present. So I go to the doctor. Doctor says, okay, let's put you on 150 mg, and we have to monitor you closely. And I'm like, sure, let's go on the 150. And they're like, okay, let's do it very gradually, very slowly. Let's wean you into it, you know? Get on the 150 mg. Or did I go from 150 to 200 straight? I'm not sure. I think I went straight to 200, from 100 to 200. I think so, because I don't actually remember being on 150 mg, or I could be mistaken. But anyway, now I'm on 200 mg October until October 2024, until, I remember it's October because it was my birthday month, and I was not feeling good at all. October 2024 until very recently, like around March this year. The struggle from October 2024 to March 2025 is what I'm going to cover right now, and why I say it's such an important aspect of not just beauty, but just the overall everything about just being a woman in J and being a mother. Guys, I did not realize the struggles that I was going through were mainly being caused, like my skin issues, my moods, my whatevers, feeling like I'm literally not here, not present, feeling very uninterested in daily tasks, feeling very detached from daily life, feeling very detached from people, not interested in socializing as much, really not interested in socializing. My lows weren't low anymore, but my highs weren't high. So it felt like what the medication was doing is it's just doing this. Like, I'm just existing. Like, I couldn't cry anymore, guys. When I tell you, I'm such a crier, and not in a bad way, but like I used to have monthly cries. Like, I could cry, I needed a good cry every month, just once a month, just a good let it all out. Like it could be triggered by anything, but I just needed that cry, and every month I'd have that cry. But I wasn't having those cries anymore. Why? Because what an SSRI does is it suppresses your emotions and your moods. Like, it's very hectic. Like, I feel like that was not explained to me in depth or properly, but this is what this video is for, is to bring that awareness and say antidepressants can be really good for you in a short-term space if you really don't suffer from hectic depression and anxiety like that. Remember, this is a disclaimer. I'm not a medical professional. I'm just simply telling you my experience and telling you guys to be careful with these medications, right? So for long-term use, for me, I don't think it was the right decision. And I feel like it took me a long time to actually realize that, dude, these things actually are the reason and the cause for my skin issues. As you guys can see, I have acne marks. These things are the reason for my skin issues, because no matter what I do, they always come back. Why are they always coming back? No matter what I do, no matter how many treatments I get, no matter how expensive, how much money I spend on my skin, what type of products I use, I am doing everything right. I'm going to the professionals, I am consulting, but my skin is going crazy no matter what. That was an indication for me that, wait a minute, what's in my system? Like, why do we never really consider what is in our system? It took me such a long time to be like, oh my God, it's the antidepressants. My gut, my fupa, I couldn't lose weight there for the longest time. Like, I literally, like, I couldn't lose weight. Like, I don't know what it was, but I can't lose my midsection. That is SSRIs. That's what SSRIs do. I started doing a little bit of research and realizing not only does this suppress my emotions, but a lot of people complain about the acne. A lot of people complain about the weight gain. Sorry guys, my memory card got full, so I just need to quickly finish up because this card also doesn't have that much space. But anyway, so as I was saying, that this medication will affect your skin, will affect your weight, will affect your moods. Like, it can be good, but there is a downside to it, and the downsides are a lot. And you will do your skin until you are black and blue. Trust me, I know. You will spend thousands on your skin and you will see no improvement. Why? Because of this medication. So be very careful and be wary of that. Some people might think it is superficial, but in somewhat way it's counterintuitive, because if you're someone who really invests in their appearance and know yourself to be a certain way, you know, for instance, how depressing weight gain can be, how depressing acne and acne scarring and bad skin can be. So it kind of is like a catch-22. I'm just like, you know what, I went off of the fact that, you know what, I think I'm okay now, I think I can handle this, I think I can do this. And also because I started feeling like I'm not feeling, and I want to feel again. Like this medication is really suppressing my moods and my feelings and my emotions, and I felt like I'm not living in the real world anymore, you know. It can feel so weird and so dangerous. So I asked my doctor to wean me off. I said, I can't do this, I don't want to be on this medication anymore. Rather give me a benzo for when, if I'm feeling a certain way, I can take it in that moment and it will calm me down. But for this stuff to be in my system and for me to have to pop a pill every single night, I can't do it. Like, no. I needed to flush it out of my system. I needed to find a better way, and that's what I've been doing for the past couple of weeks. Remember, I've been on this medication for over a year now, so to flush it out of my system, you can imagine. And also the withdrawals that you go through when you flush this medication out of your system are insane. But I told myself, because this is not the first time I've tried to wean myself off of this medication. If anything, this time I went cold turkey. Like I said, I'm not going to go down doses. No, I'm going cold turkey, because every time I've tried to go down doses, it felt like the withdrawals were even worse. And this time I went cold turkey. It's been 3 weeks officially off of this medication, and I've been doing this with God. I didn't want to tell anyone about it or make it anybody's business or problem. I've been going through really hectic withdrawals. I will write and put a list of what the withdrawals are. They are insane. Just because I don't have that much time left because of my space on my memory card, I would get more in depth, but they are insane. But more than anything, I am feeling again. Before we get into skin and I want you guys to know, it is so amazing to feel like I am feeling like a normal human being again. I cry almost every day now, and I'm like, you are so emotional. But I think more than anything, it has helped me realize that, you know what, sometimes we think that we're going through the pits, and maybe I was at the time. Postpartum can be really hectic, but I feel like right now I'm okay. I can do without it. I'm living in the real world again. I'm a real person, and to live is to feel and to experience. And one thing about me, I am a feeler. My highs are now high, my lows are low. I feel like a normal person again, and I just want to raise awareness about this medication, because a lot of people are on this medication, but they probably don't know that it's causing certain issues. And mind you, like I said, this might sound superficial to many people, but it's not just superficial. Like I'm saying, just feeling like you're living in the real world again. It's amazing to feel again. It feels amazing. And the medication is not fully out of my system yet. I am still busy facing withdrawals, but they're not as bad as they were last week. Every week it gets better, and it is completely, totally worth it. I have lost so much weight around my midsection just off of these past 3 weeks being completely off of the medication, and I will say it's been life-changing, to say the least. And I just really wanted to talk about that and not come here and just always be superficial. Let's talk about the real stuff. Let's talk about what makes us us, and that is such a big part of beauty, is mental health. Mental health, guys, is so important. Take care of your mental health, but that doesn't always just mean get on a medication and call it a day, because if anything, I feel like getting on the medication sometimes can just be a blanket. You're sweeping things under the rug, the carpet, the whatever. You're literally just putting a blanket on top of it and going on your day, instead of really doing the work. Like, guys, let's go to therapy. Let's work on what is bothering us. Let's talk, let's communicate, do the inner work. Like, this is not talking about postpartum. This is just the general things that we deal with in life. Sometimes my mom always says to me, and mind you, my mom studied psychology, so she is not an ignorant black mom. No, but she always tells me is that sometimes you think that, you know, you're going through things and whatever, so you're depressed. And it's like, you're not depressed. Sometimes you really just need to sit with your problems and think and find a way around them. Like, that is life. That's what life is about. But somehow we found our way in this trap where it feels like we don't want to feel anymore, we don't want to encounter problems anymore. Any bad emotion, we want to be depressed. And trust me, I'm not ignorant. I am a mental health advocate. I have struggled with mental health even before postpartum. I was struggling with my mental health. So I'm just saying, sometimes we think that we are depressed, but sometimes we really just need to work on ourselves and work on the things that we are going through. Do the work inside and just really consult yourself and ask yourself, am I really depressed, or do I have a list of problems that I can work through, that have solutions, that I just need to breathe and think, instead of going on a 200 milligram antidepressant. Guys, please take care of your mental health. Sometimes it's really not worth the hassle to be going on medication like this. It's sometimes, I just feel like this type of medication, it sedates you to the point where you're not living in the real world. And guys, life is so beautiful. I feel like I see color again just because I've been off of this medication. So that is my 2 cents about this. And like I said, beauty is way more deeper than just your skin and your weight and your appearance, but it gets affected by things like this. So yeah, I hope that's my alarm. I have to check out soon. I hope that this video brought you some sort of clarity and awareness. But even if you aren't on an antidepressant, guys, like I'm saying, really, really, really take care of your mental health. Sometimes you can be fighting with estheticians and skin clinics, fighting with weight loss, going to the gym every day, not understanding why you're not losing weight. Guys, stress can really, really, really impact your appearance. So like I'm saying, work on your mental health. Like, even if you're not on these pills, stress can literally alter your appearance to the point where, have you guys seen those trends on TikTok of when women were married and then after divorce and they look completely different because they were so stressed out in their marriages? That's basically the same thing. Like, stress can literally alter your appearance. You can literally look like a completely different person. So work on your mental health, do the inner work. We need to talk about this more. We don't talk about this enough. And I feel like, as somebody who wants to have a platform and really, really hone in and build a community, I feel like this is a very important conversation that we needed to have. I will touch on these conversations a lot more in the future, because the superficial stuff of saying, get microneedling, get this, but you're not doing well inside, no, bestie, we're not doing it, girly pops. So yeah, that is the video I wanted to film for you guys today, and just give you guys a little insight on me and what's been actually happening with me mentally inside. And guys, I ran out of space again, but this is the outro. Let's take these off. I have to check out now. I really wonder if these things actually work, but that's a conversation for another day. Okay, girly pops, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. You wanna see a glower, guys? See a glower. As holy, see a glower. Love you, girly pops, and I'll see you in my next video. Mwah.